So, fair warning, I'm recording this long after I've recorded the audio for the first part. Let's get on with the review continue the review, I guess. LEGO Marvel Super Heroes Universe in Peril for the 3DS is not good. I feel like that should be obvious at this point, with how I alluded to it in the past section. But we should not lollygag anymore, and we should just get into the game proper. Now, with the inclusion of a subtitle, you'd think, oh, it would be something different, because, subtitles and how something seemed different. But it's the exact same story, except it's much harder to comprehend because they've cut out cutscenes. Notably, the ending cutscene, bonus cutscenes that play during credits, cutscenes that play in the middle of the level to explain transitions, and also just standard things that move along the plot. The only thing that's included are the cutscenes from the beginning of a level to the end of a level. And for some reason, all the cutscenes are incredibly pixely and really blurry. Sound quality is surprisingly good. I guess that's where all the budget went for compressing the cutscenes, the audio quality for the cutscenes specifically, because the audio quality for the rest of the game is not that good. But speaking of the rest of the game, I should actually get on to how the gameplay goes. Gameplay is like a standard LEGO game. You run around and punch things and pick up things, and also fight enemies in the occasional boss. Except this time it's not on a side-on perspective or in an open world segment. It's top-down, which for one makes it harder to collect a lot of things unless it's like right up against the wall. And also it makes it harder to both hit enemies and, ironically enough, see the enemies, which seems weird, but it's not like the console version where if you're close to an enemy, and by close I mean if it's in your screen radius, I guess that's what you'd call it, they're gonna attack you. The enemies can attack you off screen, which is really annoying, especially since, unlike every other LEGO game, if you lose all 4 of your hearts, you have to start the mission over. Then again, I guess that is somewhat passable, because for some godforsaken reason, they decided to leave out one of the most important things, I guess you could say important, one of the most important things in the console version, the open world segment. But somehow they're able to get almost double of the gold bricks. Because the console version has 240, this one has 480 gold bricks. But this time, gold bricks are much less collectible and more of just an achievement marker. And that kind of goes to the level structure. There's 15 main levels, and each level is split up into 3 missions, for a total of 45 missions, meaning there's 10 quests to do in each level. A quest could be anything from each level has some sort of consistency between each level. There is the level clear, the stud collector, the clean sweep, and usually something about collecting an item, whether it be a red brick, mini kit, or saving Stan Lee. Many others will also have a save X amount of characters, etc., which seems standard for a LEGO game, but like I said before, the top-down perspective makes it a bit harder, and just some challenges makes it much harder to actually collect everything. I feel like the quality of the gameplay not being as good may be standard, but it's just on the 3DS and even on the other consoles it appears on, with maybe the exception of the iPhone. Then again, I think the iPhone has DuckTales Remastered, so I don't really think there's any excuse. It's not really passable because all those consoles has much better experiences on it. But at least those versions look better, like actually look close to the console game, because this version tries to emulate the console version's shiny aesthetic, but it ends up just being really blurry. Not to the point where things look bad per se, but how do I put it? Bad. Also, the sound quality. Seems weird, I know, especially since I was saying the sound quality on the cutscenes looks so great. But sound quality in-game is not good. Well, first, the design itself, everything just makes louder. Some sound bits are bit crunched for 3DS, which is kind of odd, because the most bit crunching you get is just whatever comes out of the speakers. And that's just the quality of the speakers on the console, because if you plug in headphones, usually it sounds completely fine, except with this game, oddly. The sound qualities for things like character voices whenever you summon them through the new team attack mechanic and super moves and stuff, they don't sound good. Certain characters just sound off from the console version, and some character sound effects don't make any sense, like the Thing sounding like a Wookiee. I'm honestly not joking about that. That throws me off. I don't understand. Now, the console version offered several different things that mainly have been cut out, like a vast character pool you can slowly unlock. Well, technically, yes, you can have a vast character pool. With the exception of the characters you get from stories, none of them are really worth playing. I mean, technically, you could say that about the other characters, but, you know, they all had special powers. They were all cool, and, hey, if you're a fan of a certain character, you can have a blast. But most of the characters you got the characters that you've unlocked in the story, as well as alternate costumes, and Deadpool, because Deadpool was promoted so heavily in the marketing, I guess he kind of had to make a playable appearance. But unlike Deadpool, who was a reward for completing and unlocking all the Deadpool levels and getting everything in them, he's just kind of unlocked after doing one of the multi-challenges at the end of a level, which, honestly, that's kind of depressing. There's the alternate costumes for characters, and then there's just characters cut out, like the Magician, Doctor Strange, I'm pretty sure. I haven't unlocked him, and if he's in there, I'm probably never going to unlock him. It's weird that they've cut out so many characters that were in the console versions. Can't even play as things like the Guardians of the Galaxy, which would come out, like, around the time that movie came out, so... But hey, they make up the lack of these unlockable characters with unlockable costumes. Like Juggernaut wearing a very tacky outfit. I don't actually know the origin of this special Juggernaut character, and I don't even think I'm going to have a gameplay of him. But it's kind of odd they included him and not characters people liked. Now, it might seem weird to even be calling this game out on anything whatsoever, but the main reason is, like, it's on the Nintendo 3DS, it's a handheld version. It's obviously not going to be as good as the console version. And, well, I know that. But it's on the Nintendo 3DS. The Nintendo 3DS has so many games that are worthwhile, look better, sound better, and are just overall better games. Many of which will be in future videos, because, honestly, the 3DS is my console of choice. I have the most games for it in my library, and it's just so much fun to play on. And even though I have that clunky 2DS model, that's still easy to carry around, because if you have a carrying case. This is not a game I recommend anyone buy. You're gonna go with any version, the console version's the one to go with. The 3DS version should really not be touched. It's really bad and should kind of be put to rest. So, I'm pretty sure most people are expecting me to give a numbered review. I'm not doing that. I find those ridiculous. So overall, I'm just gonna give it each game a recommendation. It's like, do I recommend it? Do I not recommend it? For the console version, highly recommend it. It's a great game, and you know, if you're a Marvel fan, you definitely owe it to you to play this game. But any other handheld versions of the game, no, not happening. It's terrible. Anyways, I've been Alex McWilliams, and I've been Alex McWilliams, telling you good night and game on.